struggle with connecting to your intuition? Do you sometimes ask yourself what you should do, but then when you get a response, you don't feel sure that this is your intuition or just something you're making up in your head? Do you think that if you were able to connect more to your intuition, your life would be better, would flow better, things would go in a better way for you? If you are struggling with any of these, then this video is for you. My name is Clara Kalindi de Luz, and I'm here to accompany you on your healing journey. And today I am going to talk about 5 ways that you can connect more to your intuition. So the first thing that I want to say is that as you practice consciously connecting to your intuition, you will become better at it. It is really a skill. It is not something that is easy for us to simply master, or that we are born with. Well, we probably are born with it, but then we unlearn it. Society, conditions us to ignore our intuition, and we lose this ability that we once had. The first thing that I recommend to connect more to your intuition is to develop a morning routine. I have a video about developing a morning routine that I will post below that you can click on and watch. But here I will just say a few small things about this topic. And the first is that the period of time when we first wake up in the morning is the most important period of time of our day. And many of us waste this potent time by not tapping in to this. It's a time when we have just left the dream state where we connect to another realm, and we're still, if you notice when you first wake up, you're like a little bit here, but not fully here. It's because you're still in that other realm, and that is the realm where you can connect to your intuition. So I recommend that in the morning when you wake up, that you take a few minutes at least to think about what you dreamt about, to ask if there's any specific guidance for you, to ask a question, to reflect on what you need to do in your day, that kind of thing. After that, I would say another really helpful place to connect to your intuition is the shower or bath. There's something about water that is very, very it has like this effect that I don't quite understand, but as soon as I get into the shower, I receive a lot of guidance. It's a very powerful thing. So if you're, like me, and you shower in the morning, then I recommend that you take an extra 5 minutes, or if you have more time, great, to be very present in your shower, to be very mindful, to be very inward focused, and to just listen if there's some guidance that wants to come through, or specifically ask questions. Another thing that you can do is writing. Writing is extremely helpful to connect to your intuition. So whether you're writing poetry is very potent because things come out that you in a kind of abstract way that can bring you in touch with things in a different way than if you're writing prose, for example. Another form of writing that you can do is free writing. Free writing, also known as morning pages, in the tradition of Julia Cameron. She recommends that every single morning people write morning pages for 20 minutes, and it's a practice that I have done before. It is helpful things will come through, whether it's things you're concerned about, whether it's some guidance. And another alternative kind of related writing practice is something that I recently heard about, which I thought was very interesting. Because as I said, sometimes we feel like the messages we get, we're not sure if it's our intuition or not. So this person recommended writing down a question and then writing down what is it that I fear the answer is, and then writing down all your fears related to that question, because many times it is our fears and other negative emotions that block our connection to our intuition. And when you finish that, write the question again, and this time write what is it that you hope the answer is, because our hopes can also block our true intuition. So you write down all the things that you hope the answer is, and then you write 3 times what is true, what is true, what is true, and then write what comes to you. Now that you are aware of the things that you are afraid the answer could be, as well as the things that you hope the answer would be, you are ready to really hear what the answer maybe is from your intuition. So I would recommend trying that writing practice. Another thing that I want to say about connecting to your intuition is that it's very related to connecting to yourself and to your body and being self-aware. So, for example, when you receive a message from someone and you read it and you have some kind of reaction, notice your reaction. Do you feel uncomfortable? You know, is there a part of your body that feels discomfort, maybe your belly or something? And what is it that your gut is telling you? If you feel uncomfortable, it means there's something off about this request. And then you can ask yourself, you know, what is it? And you can listen. And it's really about being detached and just listening for the answer and trusting yourself and then following through. So I recently had this small thing happen to me where my daughter asked to borrow my bicycle because she likes it better than hers. And right away my gut said no. And then the whole societal guilt thing came and like, but you should lend her your bicycle, you know, why not? Da da da. And my daughter is 17, so you know, she's at a kind of responsible age. But somehow the answer was no. That time I did not listen to my intuition, and I said, okay, well, be very careful, whatever, and yes. And then later in the day, she came to me and said, oh, I lost one of the locks on the bike. And I just thought, okay, I got it. Thank you. You know, the answer was you were supposed to listen to your intuition. I'm grateful that, you know, she didn't lose the bicycle. That would have been worse. But then I did listen, and I said, you know what? I'm sorry, you can't borrow my bicycle anymore. But, yeah. So another practice really is a practice of reflection and looking back, and you know, maybe before we're able to fully follow our intuition, we can at least analyze times when we did not and what happened. So when something bad happens, reflect and think, oh yeah, there was this sign, there was this moment where I felt like I shouldn't do this, why didn't I listen to it? Not in a way that makes you critical or guilty or anything. This is a learning, this is a practice. And so you have to be aware and compassionate and realize that the only way we learn is really through mistakes. Nobody really learns if they don't make mistakes. I don't think that's actually possible. So take your mistake as learning and be grateful and change a little bit how you approach things the next time. Yeah, and so at the beginning, when I started listening, when I started hearing my intuition, it like was extremely faint and it didn't happen very often. And over time with practice, I have started to hear it much more. The last thing that I recommend for connecting to your intuition is going into nature. This is kind of similar to the shower, but being in nature, being in the ocean, being in the forest, these are times when you can really go inward, really listen, and really connect to what's around you, be mindful, and also be connected to yourself and receive guidance. Yeah, so I hope that you keep progressing in your practice of connecting to your intuition. As always, I love any and all comments, and especially if you have other ways to help people, beautiful seagull, to their intuition, please post it in the comments so we can all benefit. I'm sure there are many amazing ways to connect to your intuition, and I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you.